Hello everyone, and welcome back to Agrarian Skies. Last time I made a bit of a recording error. I explained it in the last episode, but basically in between that there was another episode which I completely scrapped. Nothing too important happened. Well, arguably. I started going into Thaumcraft, but the thing is, I do want to maintain the tutorial character of this LP to some extent, but the problem is, firstly, I'm not that good at Thaumcraft, and secondly, the version of Thaumcraft in this mod pack is 3.2, and the version of Thaumcraft that's actually the most recent is 3.4. No, wait. 4.1 is the one I have in the mod pack. 4.2 is the most recent one. That's what I wanted to say. So I think all of that, all the stuff I'm doing here I've explained. I guess we can quickly check to see how the cows are doing and how the... Why do I have a quest with unclaimed rewards? Oh, I killed zombies, right? Yeah. Might as well claim that. In Yoda Wizard, Steve, the next thing I should have to do is make a focus pouch and a gold cap. Okay. That's not too bad. And how is Go with the Flow doing? I know I wanted to check, but I went past it again. 79% sewage, 68% mushroom soup. Okay. And the milk quest has already reset, so I could do the milk quest again at this point, but I don't know. I think what I'll do is... I should have a... This one. This one says keep no more than 500 buckets of milk in the system. I could instead tell this, I hope, keep that 16 buckets. Keep that many buckets of milk in the system. That's the 16,000 buckets I need for the quest. So basically, should I reach that limit, I'm basically now keeping enough to finish that quest in the system. It'll take a while to get to that point though. I'm at 332 buckets, so yeah. Long ways to go. So anyway, Thaumcraft. I scanned pretty much everything. Didn't scan the arcane work table yet. Or the crucible actually. So, did I scan the Tello Golem? I did. I accidentally put this guy down and I don't yet have the tool that's required to remove him. So, I've just pushed him into that corner where he can stare at that QDS. He doesn't have an animation core, so he's actually not alive, kind of. He's just the shell of a golem, I guess. I hope the fluctuating frame rates aren't too bad. It's... I don't know. All this stuff I've built, I guess I should probably... Should have been a little more careful, but oh well. Anyway, so I'll just go over this very quickly, as I forgot to start my timer again. In Thaumcraft we have aspects of magic, and that's almost the only thing I've done so far. It's kind of the basis of research. There are primal aspect and combined aspects. And you can already tell all the stuff I've scanned that contains the air aspect, for example, all the stuff I've scanned that contains the alienness aspect, water aspect, the wood arbor aspect. You get the point. I scanned a lot of stuff to discover these. I'd suggest if you're looking for a tutorial on Thaumcraft, look for one specifically and make sure you search for the exact version of Thaumcraft you're using. Because while I really like this mod, I think it's a very well made mod, the one kind of problem I have with it is that it's updated so much and things change with every single version update. Even if it's just a tiny little update, it changes how a certain aspect is made or which items contain certain aspects. So even the aspect list for 4.1 that I used wasn't exactly correct. I still had to do stuff myself because that 4.1 list was 4.1.1.f or something along those lines, and I'm on 4.1.1.g, or I don't know, something. So there's minute differences all the time, and the research system and all that is changing every single update. It's cool. I mean, so far the research systems of Thaumcraft that I've seen and played around with were actually fun, but it means that tutorials are outdated very, very quickly, so I'm not going to attempt to make a full tutorial. I think that's not really feasible. Anyway, I have researched research expertise, deconstruction table. I accidentally researched this one. I wanted to look at what it does, to show you what it does, to conclude that I don't need it, but by clicking on it I accidentally researched it. Oh well. Actually, one thing that I wanted to do, I've put most of the Thaumcraft stuff in this thing here, and I'm not quite sure what I can do with these ethereal essences. Do I eat them? I do not eat them. Do I? I don't know what to do with them. I'm right-clicking, I'm left-clicking. Supposedly these give you aspects, but I don't know how. Supposedly they also have a chance of giving you potion effects, and again, I don't know how to use them. The wiki entry wasn't very helpful either, so yeah. I've gotten all these shards. There are ways to get them in this mod pack. You need a hammer to... Does it actually tell me? Okay, I mean, I get them from bees. That makes sense. Yeah, for example, if I hammer obsidian, I have a chance of getting order shards. Let's see what else there is. All of that is just the ore dust and gravel and all that stuff. Sandstone slabs, two stacked on top of each other. These need to be two slabs. It's not normal sandstone, it's two slabs on top of each other. Can turn into an air shard at the chance of 10%. With a fortune bonus. Netherrack goes into fire shards at 10%. Ice goes into water shard at 10%. 25% for the obsidian, and 10% to make grass into earth shards. And TNT goes into entropy at 15%. But I have, as a quest reward, gotten some of the actual order and fire and such infused stones, and I used a fortune pickaxe. I put fortune on my my manual pick, and that way I was able to get quite a lot of shards from those infused stones, which means I can bypass the boring hammering part, and I can just use these. They won't last forever, but for now at least I think they should work. And then I researched, basically the research mastery allows me to, the one thing, these up here are useless to me because they require the advanced research system, and on Agrarian Skies by default we have simple research. But the one thing that is actually useful, that by shift clicking, it says control clicking, it's wrong, it's shift clicking. But by shift clicking on an aspect, I automatically combine the two aspects it's made of into one of those. It's just sort of ease of use, I guess. I don't really gain anything by that. And the deconstruction table, I think I'll actually build this. It takes 20 Perdicio, golden pickaxe, golden axe, table, and a thermometer. Now the thermometer requires 2 shards. No, I want to go here. Okay. Firstly, I need 2 golden tools. Actually, putting 2 in there is kind of pointless because this crafting system has access to all the sticks in my system, so it's not going to lose them. If I only put 1 in there, it's going to refill them from the system automatically. I want a table, so where are the slabs? I already had some made up, doesn't matter. Give me a table and a thermometer, for which I need... I'll just take a stack of gold and 2 stacks of glass and bring them over. I might need more gold, actually. And fine, I'll take some gold and some iron. That should be okay. Now, first things first is the thermometer. I need 2 shards, and I'm just using the ones that I have the most of, which at this point is earth shards. Okay, so I think goes like this. Yes. And Does it tell me the recipe for these? It does not. Okay. So a thermometer, as you might have seen or not, is what I use to scan any item. I basically hold right click and it... there's not really much I haven't scanned yet around here. Maybe I can find something in my system. How about I scan gunpowder? So I hold right click and it tells me what aspects are in a certain item. Gunpowder is actually quite nice. It contains perdicio and ignis. It has some very nice uses. I'll show you one of them in a bit. And I can research the goggles of revealing, which are then made in an arcane workbench requiring certain amounts of aspects in a wand, and 2 thermometers, some gold, some leather. Now these give me a V's discount, E to open the inventory, which means any V's I use, I actually use 5% less. And there's items for all the other slots as well, which basically make my spells and crafting cheaper. The one thing that I really like them for is that they allow me to see aura nodes without looking through the thermometer. Through the thermometer I can see aura nodes. I'll go down here very quickly and show you what I mean. So on top of this, this platform here, there's an aura node, an air, metallum and aqua aura node. Now let me take off my goggles of revealing. It's very, very difficult to spot the aura node. Almost impossible. There's a sort of slight color change, but on YouTube it's probably going to be invisible. If I look through the thermometer, I can see the aura node, but the whole interface of the thermometer is kind of in the way. So, put on the goggles of revealing, I can see them anyway. On this map there are some aura nodes placed higher up to make some of them easy to get to. But most aura nodes, just like in a normal Minecraft world, are at the very bottom of the map. So you see my Y level is currently 8. So I took 2 stacks of diamond blocks, just because I am that rich, and 16 large glowstone bricks. And I went down here and I found a lot of nodes. And the ones that were close by, I basically put one of these platforms underneath, so that makes them easy to find again. And these are what's used to recharge my wand. My wands have certain amounts of aspects in them, and these get used up. And the way to refill them is by basically drawing more V's from one of these nodes. And the nodes very slowly refill, so this would be a 129 Terra node. It's actually quite good. And I already drew some Terra out of this in between episodes, and it's already refilled back to 129. There are 16 of these platforms down here. You can kind of see them on the minimap, but some of them are actually hidden. The nodes tend to be clustered, I've noticed. So here there's quite a lot of nodes in a very small area, 6 of them. And there's another cluster over here where there's also quite a few very close to each other. Essentially, when I need to refill my wand, that's where I'll go. Okay, let's disable hover mode. That allows me to fly. What did I just throw away? My Thaumcraft, okay. It's not too bad. Accidentally hit the Q key. But the Thaumcraft is replaceable, I guess. No, I wanted this one. Okay, give me a few books. I still have 40 of them, and it's not a problem making more. So to make the Thaumcraft, put on a bookshelf, right-click it with a wand. Ta-da! You get a Thaumcraft. And that will have all my research still in it that gets saved separately, so losing the book isn't bad. I mean, it's stupid, and it could have been a lot worse had I thrown away something actually important. But I think we're fine. Did I research anything else? I don't think I really did. And we have easy research activated on this in this mod pack, which means all I need to do to research something, such as this gold wand cap, which I need for the quest, is I click on it. Ta-da! And I've got the research completed. There's usually a minigame you have to play for this. I don't want to show this because it's not in Agrarian Skies. And this tells me that gold is a far superior focusing agent than iron, and once kept with its material, take no penalty when used to channel Vs. And I make these just 5 gold nuggets in this configuration in an arcane workbench, and that takes 3 Ordo, 3 Ignis, and 3 Air Vis. I wanted to actually build the deconstruction table. So in order to make this, I have to put in the wand into this slot in the arcane workbench. And then I have to check the recipe again. And it's really nice. All the information about Thaumcraft that you need is in this book. It tells you all the recipes and everything. Okay, pickaxe on the right, axe on the left. Pickaxe on the right, axe on the left, thermometer up here, and table here. Now I think if you pull this down one, it doesn't actually let you... Okay, it does. I remembered it not working, but... So... Yeah, I guess I could tell you. You see that this wand has 25 of each aspect stored in it, and it tells me behind it in brackets 105% V's cost for every aspect. An iron cap wooden wand is not very good. It's the cheapest wand you can get. You can craft it in a normal crafting table. It's just your beginning wand. It's the one you can actually craft without any sort of additional magical stuff needed. And it usually has a 110% V's cost multiplier, so you actually pay extra V's to make stuff with it because it's such a crappy wand. But because I'm wearing these goggles of revealing, this gets reduced by the 5%, and these are additive percentage bonuses, not multiplicative. So we don't take 5% off the 110%. We just reduce it by 5. It's additive, not multiplicative, which yeah, you get what that means, I guess. And if I now craft this deconstruction table, you will see that the Perditio count has gone down to 4. So I've used up 21 Perditio. I will now put down this deconstruction table. And this allows me to... I haven't scanned glass yet. Wow. Interesting. Let's throw down some glass then and scan it. So glass contains that crystal aspect. And if I now put some glass in here, I think, somewhere, it's slowly deconstructing it. I should probably put in enough so you actually get to see something. Let's take some gold. And most of the time I lose the item without any effect at all. But sometimes I get something that's contained in the gold. In this case, a primal aspect of aqua, which is water. And I'll show you what how that works. Okay, you know what? Fly away, let me scan you. Thank you. So, gold contains both lucrum and metallum. And if we go into the Thaumonomicon, looking at the aspects of magic, lucrum is here, contains humanus and famous, and metallum contains sexum and ordo. Ordo is already a primal aspect. Sexum contains terra and terra. So there's Ordo and terra in the gold. And we have lucrum, which is humanus and famous. Humanus is bestia and cognito. Famous is victus and vacuous. And you go down all the way to the primal aspect. Vacuous, for example, is air and perditio, so you have air and perditio in the gold as well. I'm actually noticing gold is pretty good. It contains all, or at least a lot of the primal aspects. And I have a ton of it, so it's not much of a problem. That's nice. Good to know. What else was in it? Humanus, so that's bestia and cognito. Cognitio, whatever. So that contains terra and spiritus. And bestia is motus and victus. Oh boy, this is getting complicated. Motus is air and aqua, so there's aqua in it as well. I think the only thing I haven't found so far is fire in the gold. Interesting. What else did we have in it? Spiritus, victus and mortus. What's victus contain? Victus is Aqua and Terra. Mortis is Victus and Pertitio. Okay, so I don't think there's any fire in here in the gold, but all the other primal aspects should be in it. So it's actually quite nice to put gold in here. And basically whenever I randomly get one of these aspects, you can kind of see it at the bottom here, but it's a very small font. I get 1 research point for that primal aspect. Which is good, because otherwise I have to scan new stuff to get these research points, and it can be a bit of a pain to actually get that. So yeah. That's the deconstruction table. It's just it's a fairly loss-heavy, I guess, way to get research aspects, but if you're out of research aspect and you don't really have anything else left to scan in the world, that's the way to get more research points. And I'll probably be using that quite a bit. I love that discovery of the gold. Just by pure coincidence, by the way. There might be better stuff, so don't just take my word for it, but gold seems to contain everything except for fire. Which is nice. I don't think it's got an equal chance of producing them. I've seen quite a lot of air and not so much of the others, but yeah. Okay, I was going to do some more research. The first thing I actually kind of want to do is the node in a jar, but you see that requires 5 permutatio and 8 aurum. And we don't have 8 aurum. So if I shift click on this, he will take the aspects required to make it, which is praecantatio and air. And I'm out of praecantatio now, which I could make more of that out of vacuous and potentia. And I could make more potentia out of ordo and ignis. It's pretty cool, I guess. Now I need 2 permutatio for a total of 5, and then I can research the node in a jar. So let's look at that. I've also researched advanced and master node tapping. This makes it so that I can draw these from nodes faster. And the node preserver means that unless I'm using a wood and iron wand, I can never take all the aspect from a node. Okay, I'm going to go down there actually and find a Pertitio node. I think it might be that one. I know I've got a fairly big Pertitio node. Just to recharge this one to full. It might be that one as well. Yeah, it's that one. I know it's one that's very close to the lasers. And this is a pretty big node. I think it has over 100 Pertitio. 144, that's a lot. So if I just hold right click, I draw the V's out of that node until the wand is full. And now it's slowly going to replenish. I don't know how quickly it goes, but it does definitely take a while. Still on 123. So yeah, it does take a while, but then you don't use V's that quickly in the long run. Okay. Just in case I accidentally need Q again, I'll go on an empty slot. Okay. And the node in a jar is a mystical construct, so I place this in the world. I surround the node with glass, so bottom layer is 9 glass. It's very difficult to see, by the way. Bottom layer 9 glass, then 8 glass around the node, 9 glass on top, and some sort of wood slab on top. So you construct a large version of a jar around a node and enacting the proper mystical formula with your wand. So I think I just right click it with a wand. I don't believe I need anything special, but I don't know. And that will turn this into a node in a jar, which is just an item. I can then break that and pick it up. Which is why, by the way, my diamond platforms were so incredibly wasteful, because I'll have to break the diamond platforms to place the bottom layer of glass around the node. And I don't even care. It's irrelevant. So apparently the trapping spell has a good chance of damaging the node, which is bad, and I think damaging is spelled without the E there. But while it's trapped, you cannot really use the node. But then again, you can place it down and click it with your wand again to basically set it free. This is the way you use to move nodes around, which I will take advantage of that eventually, because I don't want the nodes all the way down there. But as you saw, that spell required 70 of each V's, which my current wands can't even hold that. So the way I would have to do this right now is use this quest reward wand, which I've gotten, which is a Thaumium Boss Silverwood wand. It has an 85% fees cost, so I'm actually getting a 15% discount, and it actually contains 100 of each aspect. Which is, it's very nice to, let me actually try. Can I deconstruct this in a good way? Am I guaranteed to get stuff from it? No. Okay, so that was a waste. Yeah, wow, 21 minutes already. And I've not really done anything. But I think I'm done researching this first section, actually. It's kind of funny. So yeah, that's the node in a jar. I might use that in between episodes to just move the nodes up here. I don't know yet. One thing to note if you're moving nodes, always leave a space in between them when you place them down. Because to move them again, you need to make that jar around them. And you can only make that jar if there's free space around it. So if there's a node right next to it, you couldn't make a jar around it without somehow getting rid of that node. I don't know if that's possible, it might be, but you would break the node in any case. So just keep a space in between and that'll be fine. Okay, thaumaturgy. I think I wanted to go here because I want to... Okay, I need more precantatio. At least 3 of it. And I'm shift clicking. It's not control clicking. You know what? I don't want that interface plopping up every time I scroll past it. So that allows me to research wand foci. And I need another 5 to get the focus pouch. Okay, and research that as well. I need that for the next level of the quest. Now, there are a bunch of wand foci that I can research, and these give my wands special abilities, but then I don't need any of these right now, and I've already got the equal trade. And this has already given me the wand focus of fire, which I think the primary use of that is just damage. I craft that in an arcane workbench using fire shards, nether quartz, fire charge, and some aspects. Don't need copper wand caps. The thing is, you can't look at these without... Can you look at them? No. You have to actually research them to be able to look at what they do. Okay, so... How about I make 2 gold wand caps, which I'm hoping I've got enough V's in my wand for those. 3.15 each, and that's 3 V's normally, and I think the 0.15 is because of the increased cost on the iron capped wooden wand. Okay. And to make the focus pouch, which is where I sort of store my my wand foci, I need 7 leather and a gold. Okay, so just give me a stack of leather, I guess. It's not like I'm running low on this stuff. I think I want a bone. I should have bones, right? Yeah, just about 19,000. Yeah, tons of time. I hope you're okay with me going through Thaumcraft in a little more detail, but I'm quite new to the mod as well, and I haven't played around with this version very much, so... Yeah, and I don't quite know how this works, except for I do have a wand focus of equal trade. It should be in here, actually. I think I just put it in here. And then my wand can automatically use it. I don't know exactly how to do that, though. Let's see if there's anything I can do here. Okay, once you've gathered a sizable collection of foci, it is quite annoying to carry them all with you. The pouch solves that problem. Whenever you change the focus on your wand, it will check this pouch first, and any foci that get removed will be placed inside it first. You can also right-click the pouch to place or remove foci by hand. Okay. If the proper... adding a focus to your wand is a simple task. Simply press F while holding the wand, and any foci you are carrying will be shown. Okay. So F also works on my jetpack engine, I'm afraid, but this enables me to now, for example, choose the wand focus of equal trade, which I won't be using right now, but... Okay, and I can change back from it because there's no disadvantage to having it, I think. Or is it now unavailable for one of my other ones? Let's see. It appears to be, so how do I get rid of that? Let me see. Okay, so that's just the fire one. Okay, so I don't know how to get rid of a focus that I've added to a wand. Shift F? Yes, Shift F. And then I can hold F on the Thaumium wand to equip the one focus to a different wand. Okay, that's cool, that's cool. And Shift F just gets rid of it. Very good, very good. I really love Thaumcraft, by the way. It's one of the cool mods in this pack. The technology ones, they tend to glitch out sometimes, and they're very lag intense. The Thaumcraft one just looks really cool. It feels really cool. I like it. However, I have to say that so far my favorite mod it's still Iron Chest. I love that mod. It does what it's supposed to do. It does it well. It's perfect. I know it's a very simple mod, nothing big or fancy, it doesn't do much, but it's just cool and I like it. How are you doing? Oh, some Terra. Now, do I have to hand these things in? That's the question, because if I do, I probably want to remove the one focus from it. No, wrong book. You're a wizard, Steve. Open. Okay, I have to manually submit those. Darn. Let's see what we get from the reward bag. A book. Efficiency 3. Wow. So pretty much junk, and I'll have to recraft that that wonderful focus pouch. And now it's telling me insufficient V's. I don't have enough ordo left in this wand. So let's go with this one instead. And okay, the next level of that quest would actually be to make some... I have an arcane work table. Manually detect that, please. Can I just break this with an axe? I hope so. Yes, I can. Now, you have manually detected, so claim my reward. Arcane work tables are made by placing a table and right-clicking it with your wand. Okay, next thing to do would be skyblock magic. I think this is actually... I have to go fairly far into to Thaumcraft to do that. It's one of the bits of Thaumcraft that were added on Agrarian Skies. Okay, so I need tons of Precantatio and some Permutatio as well, so just make some of that, I guess. And that enables me to research Shimmerleaf, which I believe I need to research these to get to this research. Cinder Pills and Shimmerleaves. Now, World of Skyblock. Okay, so this is sort of a riddle telling me how to get these shards. But the NEI tells me exactly how to get them, so that's not so relevant. Shimmerleaf tells me that if I throw a rose into a crucible that has 4 herba, 4 permutatio, 4 precantatio, and 4 venenum in it, I get a Shimmerleaf out of it, but I got some of these as quest rewards already. And Cinder Pearl are made from herba, ignis, permutatio, and precantatio, and a flower. And that's not required to unlock that research. And what's Thaumcraft? I really don't know, and I don't want to know right now. And there's also a bee thing added by Magic Bees, which enables me to, I guess, add on to my bee breeding, but I'll get to that maybe eventually. So that quest is going to have to wait a while. I don't even know how to unlock that yet, sadly. Let's see what alchemy is. Okay. All going to take a little while. Don't want the arcane ear as such, really. Don't want those lamps. I might want enchanted fabric, actually. So, plop that one down first. Okay, so I need... Okay, I can make tons of precantatio, that's not an issue at all. Because vacuous, you get 2000 vacuous from scanning a deep storage unit. I think that's a sort of Easter egg. But it basically means there's no shortage of that stuff. Oh, blackberry seeds. Well, that's totally not useless, right? I still have one of those golden wand caps. I'll make another one because I want to try something. This one should still have enough. Because supposedly you can make a wand out of a bone and 2 caps. But apparently not. Okay, maybe I have to research that first. Let's see. That should be thaumaturgy. Great wood wand core. Can't really do anything with those yet, and that still requires a different research. Okay. Great wood wand cores are made with 2 great wood logs, but I don't have great woods at this point. Oh well. Do I want to go into alchemy? I kind of do, because I really like niter. So I'll research that. And I guess I can show you how to do this. This requires potentia, ignis, and lux, and a glowstone dust thrown into it. Okay. So what does coal give me again? 2 potentia, 2 ignis, right? So 3 coal should be enough to make 2 of the niter. I need 2 glowstone dust. Don't have too much of that actually. Anyway, I have tons of glowstone which I could pulverize. That's the word. I also need lux, which I think just give me a stack of torches, I guess. Well, that should be 6 torches. Right, 6 torches containing 6 lux, 6 what's its face? Potentia, and 6 ignis, and then 2 glowstone thrown in should be just fine. So that requires the crucible, and the crucible needs, I think, a source of fire underneath it. I don't know if anything except for lava actually works. Guess we'll see. I will fill how much? Still 2 kilobuckets. Okay, so I'll fill 3 buckets with water. I believe that actually gets slowly used up in the crucible. Okay. As I said, very much new to this. I did not lose the bucket. Very good. Now if I just... No, don't replace that. So I think, yeah, I just throw in the coal and it now tells me there's 2 ignis and 2 potentia in there. Now 4, now 6. And I want to also add lux until there's 6 lux. Okay. Now the glowstone dust. Do I just right click? I do not. Do I just throw it in? I do. Come back to me, glowstone. Okay, and that gives me niter. Is that the stuff you can already place down? It is. It's a light source, and it looks really, really cool. And you can break it just by clicking on it. How are you doing? Some more air, I'll take it. It's a sort of floating, glowing light source. I think it's, in terms of light level, it's as good as a torch. But it just looks so cool. It's free floating, and it's just like a floating source of light. I just love it. Okay, accidentally destroyed one, but the stuff isn't difficult to make, as you saw. I just have to shove some coal and some torches in here, and then some glowstone. I don't know how to automate this, by the way. I believe it must be possible, but I'm not good at Thaumcraft. Do I want magical metallurgy? I think I may do, so I'll research that. And that allows me to make thaumium ingots. 4 precantatio in here. in the crucible, and then an iron ingot. Do I have anything that gives precantatio only? That would be here. I have to check the precantatio. That's in a lot of things. It's in wands, it's in... Is it in ender pearls, I wonder? I should have all the aspects so I can check what ender pearls contain. Yes, but they also contain alienness and iter. And that's actually given me a clue to new research. I just wonder where. Because I don't believe it tells me where that clue has been found. Don't think it was in here. Oh, that's taught me... Oh, it's here. The arcane lamp. And maybe the arcane doors and pressure plates as well. And the levitator, I don't know. Golemancy... No, I'm okay without that for the moment. What was I doing? Oh yeah, I was looking for stuff that contains precantatio. Because I have to throw that into the crucible. Okay, so there's not really much that contains a ton of it. That's cheap to get, and I need 4 precantatio per iron ingot, so this contains 2, which means that's enough to make 8 thaumium ingots, I think. I just don't know how bad it is that there's leftover stuff in there. I know it sort of gets released into the world in a bad way, doing things like that, which is not good. So, yeah. Be a little careful when doing things like that. Okay, now there's some motus in there for some reason. It, yeah, sort of bubbles over and leaves that sort of gooey stuff. Not fun, not fun. Anyway, that's how you make thaumium, which, does that have many uses? Can make it into blocks, of course. Can make armor out of it. Can make tools out of it. That's about it. Okay. I think it's also usable in, what's its face? Tinker's Construct, as a tool. Now, I don't know how to empty this out. There was some way to do that. Do I right-click it with a wand? Shift right-click? Yes, I do, but that made that. Gooey stuff, as I said. Not fun, not good gooey stuff. Go away, gooey stuff. I don't know how dangerous it actually is, but I've heard it's not fun. I would need a block of something. Let's take glass. Placing it down. So yeah, if you're not careful, this sort of stuff will spread out, and that's what happens when you have leftover things in there. Try to avoid it, but sometimes it's not really avoidable. I don't have anything that contains precantatio only, so to make thaumium, that's what I would need to do. Okay. No, don't. Why would you... You see, that's one of the things I really hate about the NEI. It has that feature where it replaces stuff, which is cool, but sometimes it sort of does it on a delay. So firstly, no, you know, you're not getting any of that fire on any of that bucket, any of those buckets in your back on your bar. And then when you do something on your inventory, it suddenly notices, oh wait, he used a bucket, let's give him another one. Yeah. It's one of those things which happen quite often in mods where the idea is nice, but it's just not executed perfectly. And as I said, that happens in tons and tons of mods. Okay. I don't really know where to go from here, to be honest. I mean, probably I should go down the alchemy route. So let's just research some stuff, I guess. Need more permutatio. which requires motors, so I need more motors. I can probably just craft some of that. And probably want some more precantatio. Okay, for advanced essential tubes and alchemical centrifuges, and what's that? Automated alchemy. Ugh. Automating alchemy requires golems. And void jars, why not? Okay, so I'll try to go through these. Elementum is a... Okay, I need ignis, peridicio, and potentia. And then throw in coal, which makes elementum, which is a... It's a fuel source, basically. I think you can also use it to blow stuff up. But it's a fuel source. That's what I'll do with it. I can make gunpowder by throwing in... Well, I can... If I throw 1 gunpowder in with 4 ignis and 4 peridicio, I get 2 gunpowder. So that's useless to me because I have a lot more gunpowder than I know what to do with. Arcane... What are those? Alchemical furnaces, not arcane furnaces. These are made from a crucible, furnace, and arcane stone blocks. To make arcane stone blocks, I need some sort of stone around a shard, and 1 terra, 1 ignis. Cheap and easy to make. And one thing that's really cool, if I click on this this to get to the arcane stone block research, for example, it instantly makes a return button, which sends me back to the page I came from, which is really, really cool. So, Thaumcraft has a lot of stuff really thought out to the limit, and actually making sense. So they thought this through, basically. It's a very well-made mod, is what I'm trying to say. These filters, I think there's an alternate way to make them, because we don't have silverwood logs yet. Might be. But all of this stuff is kind of complicated to make, and I'll have to research how that actually works. So I think for now just be content with the fact that Thaumcraft is not going to be one of those mods I'm very good at. I'm a little better at the blood magic thing, but that'll probably happen next episode, I guess. At least the first few should be easy enough. I mean, making a blood altar is easy. And I don't know, I might get a little ways into blood magic. I need to anyway to finish the Learning to Skyblock quests, because those require spawn chicken and spawn squid. And these are made from... I love niter. These are made from blood magic. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.